Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! Hi to all the Descendants and Zombies fans who watch my videos and join me every single time I upload a video to this channel. And apparently it's been brought to my attention that mermaids have been subscribing to my YouTube channel and been hearing my beautiful voice through the waters. Thank you so much for poking your head up out of the water and hitting the subscribe button for this YouTube channel. There's just something about mermaids that have got me ever since I was a little boy. I've loved mermaids all of my life. And actually, my friend from New York called me the other night and asked me to go on a mermaid excursion so we could actually go see some mermaids jumping out of the water. I never did take him up on the opportunity to go about doing that, but I think I should train in the art of actually knowing how to capture a mermaid because they are so beautiful. I think mermaids are the most beautiful creatures in the entire universe ever thought of by fantasy creators, and I would love the opportunity to actually meet one. So I'm kind of in for Zombies 5 by the time we get there to see mermaids. I don't know about you girls, but I don't know how many of you are mermaids out there that would like to actually hit my subscribe button and join this beautiful community. But if there are any mermaids actually out there watching these videos, please do hit my subscribe button and make me believe that happily ever after does exist. Because that's one thing that I've never ever wanted to take away from anybody, are the chances of happily ever after existing. You know, I think that they have done a fabulous job with every installment of Zombies thus far. And I think that Zombies 5, seeing the introduction of mermaids, would be a very beautiful twist on the franchise, and it's been a long time coming. It's been years in the making. The release window for this is forecasted to be mid-2027. I think that's realistic. I think that's pretty reasonable because we've seen every Zombies movie released anywhere from a period of 2 to 3 years with the release window. They are also speculating on the Descendants 5 release window. Apparently it has been confirmed for summer 2026. That has yet to be officially confirmed because we do know it's coming out at some point in 2026. We just don't know if it's going to be in the summer or it's going to be midway through 2026. I will keep you updated on that as I focus more on Zombies 5 and the release date of Descendants 5, which just wrapped production. But I think where everybody's attention is right now is either on the Worlds Collide Tour, which are what the bulk of the videos that I've been uploading on my YouTube channel have been about and revolving around, or the release window for Zombies 5, which has yet to have a title attached to it. I thought Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires was an incredibly beautiful movie. It was probably the best Zombies movie of the entire franchise. I think that Malachi Burton and Freya Skye did an absolutely fabulous job, and when I watched the movie last weekend, I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was one of the best that I'd seen in a really long time. I wasn't one of those guys that upload these videos on YouTube that sat in front of his plasma TV with a notepad and a pen and started taking notes about the movie, because I don't believe in any of that. What I believe in is speaking from your heart about a franchise that you've loved so much, and I think that a lot of guys who review Descendants and Zombies don't know the first thing about it. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you something better. I wanted to give you something that you could believe in and something that you could trust in. And if your heart believes that we will see a day where mermaids see their entry into the Zombies franchise, and I don't want to take that away from any little girl who may be watching this video, because I don't ever want to see this franchise say goodbye ever. I'm going to do my best. I give you my word from my heart to yours, and I'm going to do my best long after I'm dead and gone to make sure that my legacy as one of the greatest people to ever talk about Descendants or Zombies, and the Zombies franchise and their stars have their legacies last forever, eternally, in all of your hearts. That's why I created this show. So if you're looking for a show on YouTube that is solely devoted to Descendants and Zombies, well then you have got that, and you have found that in me. And that is coming directly from my heart to yours, because you have seen a lot of these AI videos that really make no sense. People are giving their predictions on the Zombies franchise that pretty much go nowhere and never are followed through with. They're just, mimicking what release dates we could see for Descendants 5 by the time we get to Zombies 5, whenever that's going to be. They're saying mid-2027 now. People have been tweeting on it on X all the time, speculating on the color schemes. So the vampires were red, the aliens were blue. Now what in the hell are we going to see by the time we get to Zombies 5 with mermaids? Probably pink or purple. I would love to see pink mermaids, to be honest with you. Pink is one of my favorite colors for a girl to don. I think there's just something absolutely beautiful with a girl wearing a pink dress. I think there's something absolutely beautiful about a girl having a dream of swimming in the sea, turning into a mermaid, discovering the secrets underwater. I've loved stories of mermaids ever since I was a child, and I live on an island where there are a lot of legendary stories and tales about mermaids that I've researched over the years, and that's actually one of the reasons why I live here and why I love living here. When I had the opportunity to choose where I wanted to live, I could either spend the entirety of my life in the Yukon, or I could move back home here. I moved back home here on this island because there's just something about being away from the water and all the stories that are tied to the water. You know, when you have to leave where you were born and raised and you can't see the water anymore, there's just something about not being able to see the water that really affects you mentally, and I was really lost. I spent a lot of my life in the Yukon. I worked there for a number of years, and when I had the opportunity to retire and come home, I jumped at it, and I went back into podcasting. I spent so many of my years away working. I spent so many of my years as a pro wrestler, and you know, the professional wrestling industry really takes a toll on you. Stuff started happening with my back and stuff, and then I moved home. And I was a radio show host and a journalist for so many years of my life, for X amount number of years in my life. And people were emailing me, wanting me to start a show up about Disney and Descendants and Zombies, and I jumped at the opportunity to do it because these two franchises are just absolutely beautiful. But believe you me, there is just something about not being able to see the water when you're taken away from the water that really, I'll say, mentally affects you because you miss it. There's just something about this island that was always very peaceful to me. All the legendary stories, ghost stories, what have you, stories about mermaids and fairies. So I am incredibly supportive of Mermaids seeing their entry into the Zombies franchise, and I should have probably taken my friend from New York up on his opportunity to go on a mermaid excursion. Perhaps I'll videotape it for you if I do. A lot of people go out on sea and they have encounters with sharks and whales on this island, and there's a lot of whale watching that occurs here, and I've had the opportunity to whale watch when I was a child. I'd go out in the boat and I'd watch the whales actually jump the full length of the water and explode into the water with a huge splash. It was so fun. And I remember years ago when my mom got married, they went to SeaWorld, and she went to see Musha the whale, and it was an incredible experience that she still talked about from the time she saw it until the time she passed away with her cancer. My mom was an incredibly beautiful person, and I honestly believe that my mom's spirit exists in the spirit of the Descendants and Zombies franchise because you guys are just incredibly beautiful. You are incredibly beautiful. You are so kind. You deserve to see so many chapters of Descendants and Zombies rewritten and rewritten and rewritten over and over and over again. And I give you my word that if I ever do become the producer or the writer of Descendants or Zombies or both of the franchises, if you guys can get me in there by hitting the subscribe button 1,000 times over, with 50,000 likes and 50,000 subscribers, these franchises will never die, because I give you my word they will live vicariously through all of you and in my heart. Because I will never forget any of you for the support you have shown this YouTube channel. And that's more than you will ever hear from any YouTube creator out there who creates these AI Descendants and Zombies videos. You know, I'd love to Photoshop your favorite Descendants characters for what feels like forever. I spend hours Photoshopping your favorite Descendants characters, but I Photoshop them for the beauty that exists inside of their soul. Not just physically, but inside of their soul, because they've inspired you to become beautiful people. They've inspired you to become stronger. They've inspired you to stand up for what you believe in, and I love that so much about this franchise. Ruby was incredibly kind. I think Ruby could be a mermaid in the Zombies franchise. If not Bridget in Descendants 5, she could have been a mermaid in Zombies 5 by the time we get to it. Ruby is beautiful. I don't know for the life of me why she wasn't casted as the live-action Rapunzel for the live-action Tangled, and they chose Sabrina Carpenter. Hopefully that's just a rumor, and it never surfaces with Sabrina Carpenter. It's just something that's always been really annoying about Sabrina Carpenter and Ariana Grande always being chosen over somebody like Ruby Rose Turner, who deserves more of an opportunity. Either that or Taylor Swift has been casted in movies for years that really make no sense. I never ever thought Taylor Swift would amount to be an actress. I really wish that Meg Donnelly would have stayed on for Zombies 5. Now, she's going to have a lot to do behind the camera as the producer herself, and Mila Manheim will. We got a teaser from Milo Manheim in an interview that was dropped on TikTok a while back where he said that possibly we could see Mermaids. So he was teasing it. He didn't give it away, but he was teasing it. And they've been teasing it in a lot of PR for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, that this franchise is far from over. I mean, you're not just going to introduce Victor and Nova, who look gorgeous together, and incredible chemistry has been seen between these two in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires. And something really interesting about it, too, is you're not going to give them their own specific path and then never see Zombies 5 for surface. You know, they're talking about passing a torch, so you give them a specific path, you pass the torch to them, but you never see Zombies 5 surface. And then people go as far to say on their idiotic podcasts that, oh, we're seeing the end of zombies because we're running out of supernatural creatures. Do you have any idea, guys? Shout out to idiots out there. Do you have any idea how many supernatural creatures we have yet to see as part of the Zombies franchise? And I am going to push for forever to see in the Zombies franchise. Here's an idea. Hey, Disney, call me and give me a lucrative contract. I will sign the contract. I will move into the Disney headquarters. I will live there. They don't have to give me a residence. They don't even have to buy me a house. I will sell this house. I will move into the Disney headquarters, and I will devote my life to creating for Descendants and Zombies so that this lasts eternally for the fans who love it so much. If you have 10 million people subscribed to social media accounts for Descendants and Zombies, then you can give those 10 million people what they want. Installment after installment after installment. You just have to have what's called creative energy. And you have to understand character psychology, which is the aspect of bringing characters to life in a way that every age demographic, whoever appreciated Descendants of Zombies and what they were all about, can understand it. I mean, I know there were a lot of people that were really pissed off over the fact that zombies didn't have fangs in the Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires chapter of this. Okay, you know, back off a little bit and back up. So after you back off and back up a little bit, you have to understand that we have people who watch zombies who are 7 years old. And I honestly don't want to have these 7-year-old kids who are watching my videos terrified to shut their eyes over it because they're scared to death of a vampire. I remember watching that when I was a child and thinking, you know, holy shit, I'm never going to sleep again. And now I laugh at it because I'm almost 40, but you know, I laugh at it because I want to kick the ass of a lot of vampires. And the chances now of Mermaids seeing their introduction into this introduces a whole new ray of light and a whole new beauty into the Zombies franchise, which I'm really excited about because a world of mystery will have a door opened up for it. You'll think about where do you want to go, what do you want to see the most out of this for, and a child's imagination will explode. And that, to me, oh my God, that is worth every heartbeat that I take every day. That is worth every single heartbeat that I take every day. And I'm almost in tears thinking about it because I love hearing a child's predictions for this. I love how many people are in love with this franchise, and I hope it lasts eternally. And that's why I'm going to do my absolute best to be here every single moment of every single day for each and every one of you as a full-time YouTube creator. You know, I'll admit to you, I was a pro wrestler for years. I was a pro wrestler and a pro wrestling journalist. And my back got bad, and I moved home, and my career didn't go the way that I wanted it to. My radio shows that I was hosting over 25 years ago, I couldn't say what I wanted. I couldn't promote what I wanted. I couldn't put over what I wanted because I had to put over the host of the show in whatever niche they were trying to attract, and that was very difficult and sometimes very frustrating. And I had all these kids emailing me, wanting me to do a Disney podcast about Descendants of Zombies, about Dove Cameron, Kylie Cantrell, and telling me what they were going through with their relationships, how they were being bullied, backed into proverbial corners, receiving so much criticism. And there were nights I really cried myself to sleep. I'll be honest with you. I'm crying myself to sleep knowing Ruby Rose Turner is not going to be a part of Descendants 5, all because they removed the aspect of time travel out of the franchise, at least for now. And they don't want to have Bridget be a part of it because she had something to do with time travel and she was the young Queen of Hearts. Give me a break. Ruby is incredibly beautiful. You're telling me that of all the fairy tale characters that she could have portrayed, from Rapunzel to Cinderella, you can't give her anything to do? Oh my God, Ruby is beautiful. All these stars of Descendants and Zombies are incredibly beautiful. Meg Donnelly's received her fair share of criticism too for her relationship with Milo Manheim. Had they lived together years ago? For those of you who don't know, they did live together for a number of years. And they went to see Deadpool a number of years ago. And you're saying to yourself, how do you know that? I know a few things. I know someone from every part of the world, so everything that happens I know about. Yeah, they went to see Deadpool a number of years ago when they lived together. They lived in a beautiful house too. But that's and there's also the chance, talking about supernatural creatures and famous people seeing their introduction into the Zombies franchise. Where's Jonathan Clarke? I could come in as Zed's brother. The more handsome, more attractive, stronger brother who his ability is to heal people. I would love to do that. Be a vampire or a vampire slayer with the ability to heal people. I would love the ability to do that. And I would also love the opportunity to actually go out on the sea and hunt vampires and watch them. Probably not hunt them, perhaps, but just watch them. I really do wish that mermaids existed. Perhaps you girls can help me out with that. So if there's a beautiful mermaid watching this video, hit the subscribe button just for the fact that you're a beautiful mermaid and you want to support the entry of mermaids into the Descendants franchise, because I will definitely hire you as part of the cast, or just to show me that strong, powerful girls out there do exist. Because in all honesty, I really believe that every dream is possible for somebody out there to achieve. That's what Zombies and Descendants really tried to instill in all of our minds, is that, power and strength and the encouragement of a dream ever being possible for somebody is possible. And I never ever wanted to take that away from anybody. And you're saying to yourself, God, Jonathan Clarke, you are really sweet. The sweetest guy to ever upload a Descendants or Zombies video. With me, is what you see is what you get. My parents raised me to respect people. They raised me to encourage people that every dream that they may have had in life is achievable. And I really don't care what dream that is or what dream you're talking about or referring to, because every single dream that somebody has out there, from child to teenager to adult, is achievable. And you just have to never let anybody hold you back from achieving that dream. I don't care if your dream is to be an aspiring artist, an aspiring actress, being a part of the Zombies or Descendants cast, which I would love to see you do. There's just something about these musicals that I've loved all of my life. It's nothing strange for me to want to go see a stage production like Descendants or Zombies, or to see a movie like Wicked, which is really strange for a guy to actually admit on his show, but I've always loved musicals, and I've had a greater appreciation for stuff like this, which is more than you're ever going to hear out of the mouth of any other YouTube creator out there, because relatively speaking, they are very tired of talking about Descendants of Zombies. It's really lackluster. But these stories are far from over, especially with the revenue Disney is getting, the attention they are receiving for it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. My YouTube channel has unexpectedly exploded and unexplainably exploded because of these videos that I've been uploading on my YouTube channel and have been creating. This has been the greatest honor of my life, to be able to talk about every aspect of mystery and fairy tales and to offer you insight on Descendants of Zombies. And I like to believe that I do the absolute best that I can and do the best job that I possibly can for all of you. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, you are really sweet. You create the best Descendants of Zombies videos out there. Don't ever sell yourself short. Well, if you think so, hit the subscribe button, because I will come back tonight. We will talk more about Zombies 5. We will talk more about the Worlds Collide Tour, because I love creating these videos for you, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I know there are really sweet people out there that are going to give me a chance, that are going to hit my subscribe button, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Do I think that we will get to Zombies 5? Yes, we will see Zombies 5. We just don't know a definite release date for Zombies 5. So that's where a lot of confliction is going to happen, because what you got to think about is you need a budget approved. You need to send an underwater camera crew down under to get actual footage from under the sea to make this more realistic, because you just can't expect, shooting it in a studio and a green screen to really come through on this. If I was the director or producer of this, I would go underwater. I would shoot scenes with sharks. I would shoot scenes with whales. I would shoot scenes of actual underwater activity and the environment. So you have to send a submarine that's licensed under the water. You have to have a budget approved. You have to have costumes. You have to have a plot that could unfold. There's a lot of psychology that goes with bringing this to life. And I've studied mermaids all of my life, and I've been in love with mermaids all of my life. So if you are a mermaid, hit the subscribe button. I would just love to be a part of this project, because it is far from over. This story is far from over, just as the story of Descendants is far from over, because of what it encourages, what it's promoted. I've loved talking about this for what feels like forever, and I would talk about it for the rest of my life, which is actually what I intend to do as a full-time YouTube creator. It wasn't a difficult decision for me to have made to create a Descendants or Zombies podcast, because I just think there's something absolutely beautiful about everything that we have seen, everything we have yet to see introduced into this franchise, and the futures of people like Freya Skye and Malachi Burton we shouldn't doubt. We shouldn't have any doubt in our minds about, how cute they look together, how adorable they are, how far we have yet to go with this, what we have yet to get out of this franchise for the most. And I'm really excited to see, what the conversation is going to detail for the various videos that are uploaded on YouTube, because I have seen hundreds of these videos uploaded on YouTube about the potentiality of mermaids, the potentiality of an expansion off the Daywalkers and the Nightwalkers, and the confliction about the forbidden fruit. That's an old ancient story from the Bible, actually, about forbidden fruit. I like how they, the blood fruit, they're calling it in the Zombies franchise. And you're saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, man, you do really great research. I know. And I have a beautiful voice, too, don't I? There's just something about my voice in the Descendants and Zombies franchise that I would just love to be the guy that says, you didn't think this story was far from over now, did you? Or just be able to look into Addison's eyes as an aspiring actor and say, Addison, please don't ever leave me. I love you with all of my heart. I would love the opportunity to do that. But for some reason, Disney has not seen these videos. So that's why you have to hit the subscribe button. So Jonathan Clarke can get in as Addison's new love interest. So Jonathan Clarke can be the writer and producer of Descendants of Zombies, which is what I wanted to be all of my life. An aspiring actor, which is more that could have amounted to me just doing stage productions for schools and high schools, schools and universities that make no sense, that were never ever famous, only because of the literary backstory of Dracula and Hamlet. Oh, you haven't lived until you scream, "Where art thou?" in front of thousands of people on a stage production that isn't even on Broadway. You guys, I wouldn't blame if I have like 15 million girls hitting this subscribe button. I gotta bolt. I gotta go get some orange juice. I gotta go get some ginger ale, which was actually on sale yesterday. Yeah, I will be back throughout the night to talk more about Descendants and Zombies as we all make a consistent effort to stay calm and zombie on, which is my favorite quote from the entire Zombies franchise. I'm looking forward to seeing this new chapter, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go from here. I know that Zombies has been called to piggyback off of Descendants. I know that it has received its fair share of criticism. Can't we just leave the stars of this alone? I mean, how old is Freya Skye? She'll be 17 years old in October, 16 years old in October. 16 in October. She was born in 2009, so that'll bring her up to 16. Can we just love her to death? Because she still has so much to figure out, instead of criticizing her. Can we stop criticizing the music video's place to be? And what's that song? The song that Dream Come True. That's the song that I love so much in the Zombies 4 franchise. But can we please stop criticizing just this as a whole? Please? Can we believe just for a little bit longer that mermaids do exist out there? Honestly? Can we just have a little bit of hope for this franchise? And you're saying to yourself, Jonathan Clarke, please keep talking. Please keep talking. Do not shut up. I've loved Descendants of Zombies for what feels like forever. And I've just wanted to be a part of your lives because I know that we share the same passion, and I think this is really cool. I was a guy who didn't care Zombies 4 was coming out last weekend, and I reserved time to watch it. I had no notepad. I didn't take any notes. I just watched the movie. I let it all sink in, and now I'm telling you what I thought it was all about for what it's worth. And I think I'm one of the best to ever do it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to make reservations to go on a mermaid excursion, which I perhaps should have done last weekend, especially if I'm going to audition or be a part of the Zombies franchise as a writer, producer, or an aspiring actor, which only you girls can make happen. But please do something for me. Whatever you're going through in this life, please know that everything is going to be okay, because it has to be. And just let that be the reason, because everything has to be okay, because you're the only thing that's ever made sense, and if you want to have dreams of being a mermaid, well, then you can be, and who knows, maybe the next time you go for a swim, you'll come up out of the water with a tail. And that would be really cool. I would love you forever then. So I want you to be a part of this beautiful community. I want you to watch these videos. I want you to enjoy these videos. I want you to laugh while you watch these videos, because that is the greatest joy that I get out of creating these videos for each and every one of you. Because when you click on one of these trailer videos that you will find with a mermaid and Addison transformed into a mermaid, you just get an AI video that runs anywhere from 7 to 12 minutes. At least you get a full commentary. You know the guy hosting the show. You know what he's all about. And if you're looking for, if you've always wanted a Descendants and Zombies themed show on YouTube, you have it every single day now on YouTube. You have gotten what you wanted. I may be a former pro wrestler, but you've gotten what you wanted. And if they're looking for somebody to body slam a bunch of zombies by the time we see Zombies 5, then look no further than Jonathan Clarke. So I'm hoping that I get 1 million subscribers from this video. Don't think twice about hitting the subscribe button. Just hit it. Come out of the corner swinging like a punching bag and hit that subscribe button. Help this YouTube channel become stronger and spread your own message of kindness. Believe in your heart that mermaids do exist, because they really do. I will be back later on tonight, hoping that all your dreams come through throughout the day, and we will be back tonight to talk more on Zombies and Descendants, like it was meant to be. Until then, bye YouTube. Believe that every dream that you may have will come true, and I will talk to you again in just a few hours.